Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name's Erica.
And I'm Marco.
So, Marco, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm really happy to be back, ready to deliver another great podcast for all our listeners.
That's right. And we've got an intermediate lesson today about spending money.
Yeah, specifically spending money in a company.
That's right. We're going to be listening to a business meeting as a company describes how they're spending money.
Right, and they're actually looking at their profit and loss statement, so that's kind of interesting.
Well, Marco, can you tell us a little bit about a profit and loss statement?
Yeah, sure. Well, all companies come out with a profit and loss statement every year or every 3 months, and it's basically a document that shows all the money that the company is spending and all the money that the company is earning.
So it's a document that outlines how much money the company makes and how much it spends.
Right. So in the end, basically, it'll tell you we're making money or we're losing money.
Okay. So we're going to be listening to some people discuss a profit and loss statement in just a moment. But before we do that, it's time for vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, great. So today on our vocabulary preview, we have 2 words for you. So let's take a look at the first one.
Expenses.
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 So expenses are things that you have to spend money on regularly.
Right. So for example, in a company, regular company expenses are salaries or office supplies or the phone bills, internet bills.
Okay, and maybe in a household or a family, your expenses might be your food, perhaps your transportation or your rent or your heating bill. So these are all things you spend money on regularly. They're expenses.
Expenses, great. Let's take a look at our second word, through the roof.
Through the roof.
Through the roof.
Through the roof.
So when something is through the roof, it's
really, 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 really high.
Really high. So, for example, we can talk about gas prices are through the roof lately.
Yeah, that's totally true. Gas prices have gone really high in the past couple of months.
So when we talk about through the roof, it means that the number is really high.
That's right. We typically use this word with numbers. It also gives you the idea that the number has risen really quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so through the roof.
Through the roof.
All right, Marco, do you think it's time for the dialogue?
Yep, let's listen to the dialogue. As always, the first dialogue is going to be a little bit fast, so it might be a little bit difficult, but
don't worry if you don't understand everything, because we will explain all of the key language in a minute.
Okay, so now the last point on our agenda. Jill, let's go over the profit and loss statement.
Great. Well, the main issue here, as you can see, is that our expenses are through the roof.
Let's see. These numbers are off the charts. What's going on here?
Well, sir, the company expenditures on entertainment and travel are out of control. Look at these bills, for example. Just this month, we've paid over $20,000 for hotel charges.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll look into it.
The list goes on and on. Here, this is a bill for $5,000 for spa treatments.
Thank you. That will be all. I'll take care of it.
Look at this one, sir. $8,000 were expensed in one night at a place called Wild Things.
Okay, I get it. Thank you for your very thorough analysis.
Okay, so this accountant, she's pretty thorough, hey?
she's really persistent about her job, and the manager apparently is a little bit embarrassed.
I wonder why that could be.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little while. Why don't we take a look at our language takeaway for today?
Language takeaway.
In today's language takeaway, we're going to look at 3 words. And the first word is expenditures.
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 So expenditures sounds pretty close to expenses, right?
It's pretty similar, but it has a little bit of a difference. So why don't we listen to some examples and see if we can understand?
Example 1.
If elected president, I will increase expenditures on health and education by 12%.
Example 2.
We really need to control our travel expenditures. From now on, all managers will fly economy class.
Example 3.
Because of the rise in oil prices, expenditures on food are higher than they have ever been.
So expenditures is the total amount of money that you're spending on something.
Right. That's the total amount of money versus expenses is the things that you spend money on.
Okay, that's really clear. Our next word is out of control.
Out of control.
Out of control.
So when something is out of control, it's
It's crazy.
crazy. You can't control it.
Exactly. You can't stop it.
You can't stop it.
Out of control.
Okay, great. Now let's take a look at our last word for today. Go over.
Go over.
Go over.
Go over.
So go over is a pretty simple word. Why don't we listen to some examples so we can understand go over?
Example 1.
I need to go over this report one last time to make sure there are no mistakes.
Example 2.
Can you help me go over my presentation? I want to make sure it's perfect.
Example 3.
Let's go over these numbers one more time and make sure there are no mistakes.
Yeah, this is a really common word, and it basically means look at carefully.
Yeah, or review.
In English, we often find simple little words, they fit together really well. And you think, oh, they're so easy, like the word go, over, so easy.
Yeah.
But it's the way that they interact with each other that makes them...
Or it makes you sound much better.
Exactly. So go over in this case, we might say, let's go over the lesson.
Let's go over the lesson.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's a more natural way of saying something like that.
Okay, so we've taken a look at our language takeaways for today. I think it's time to listen to the dialogue one more time.
And this time, the dialogue will be slower so we can understand and listen to all the words we just talked about.
Okay, so now, the last point on our agenda. Jill, let's go over the profit and loss statement.
Great. Well, the main issue here, as you can see, is that our expenses are through the roof.
Let's see. These numbers are off the charts. What's going on here?
Well, sir, the company expenditures on entertainment and travel are out of control. Look at these bills, for example. Just this month, we've paid over $20,000 for hotel charges.
Okay, thank you. I'll look into it.
The list goes on and on. Here, this is a bill for $5,000 for spa treatments.
Thank you. That will be all. I'll take care of it.
Look at this one, sir. $8,000 were expensed in one night at a place called Wild Things.
Okay, I get it. Thank you for your very thorough analysis.
Okay, so I got it.
Yeah, it's clear now.
Yeah, and I heard a lot of really great phrases in this dialogue that I'd like to look at now in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Great, so today on Fluency Builder, we have 3 words for you. Let's start by looking at the first one. Off the charts.
Off the charts.
Off the charts.
Off the charts.
So this word is very similar to through the roof.
Exactly. It also means really high.
Right, so let's listen to some examples of how we can use off the charts in a different situation.
Example 1.
Oil prices have gone up and our costs are off the charts.
Example 2.
Excellent job, Susan. Your sales are off the charts this year.
Example 3.
Our losses are off the charts. That's it. No bonuses for anyone.
So, Marco, do you think I can change off the charts for through the roof in these examples?
Yeah, you can. Definitely. You can use off the charts or through the roof. Both of them mean the same thing.
Okay, so two ways of saying really, really, really high.
Really high. But they're very commonly used in a business setting.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this next word is a phrase that you can use if you want to tell somebody that you'll check something or you'll investigate something.
Right, and we heard it in our dialogue, so let's listen to the clip.
I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
So look into that. That means I'll check something.
Yeah, I'll see what's happening.
Yeah. Does it mean you're going to take action?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so I think we've got another word that does mean you're going to take action.
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
So this word means that you're going to do something about it.
I'll take care of it. I will take responsibility.
Exactly. So I will do something about it.
Yeah.
I will investigate and I'll do it.
Yeah, again, two great phrases. I'll look into it. I'll take care of it.
Okay, so now let's listen to the dialogue a third time. It's going to be at its normal speed, but now you have all the tools you need to understand it a lot better.
Okay, so now the last point on our agenda. Jill, let's go over the profit and loss statement.
Great. Well, the main issue here, as you can see, is that our expenses are through the roof.
Let's see. These numbers are off the charts. What's going on here?
Well, sir, the company expenditures on entertainment and travel are out of control. Look at these bills, for example. Just this month, we've paid over $20,000 for hotel charges.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll look into it.
The list goes on and on. Here, this is a bill for $5,000 for spa treatments.
Thank you. That will be all. I'll take care of it.
Look at this one, sir. $8,000 were expensed in one night at a place called Wild Things.
Okay, I get it. Thank you for your very thorough analysis.
Well, Marco, I guess one of the benefits of being an executive in a company, especially a large company, is you get a lot of amazing benefits.
Yes. When you are a manager or a CEO of one of these big companies, you get a lot of great things like, I don't know, a private jet maybe.
Well, that's nice. Hey?
Or the company often pays for your house.
Yep.
Or for your car, they'll give you a company car. Mm-hmm. They'll pay for your kids or your children's tuition for high school.
So there are school fees.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I've heard about entertainment bonuses.
Yeah. So you can go out to a restaurant, get the receipt, and claim the expenses at work.
Those are some great benefits, right?
So, Marco, I'm curious to know what our listeners' expenses are.
Yes, we definitely want to know what crazy expenses you have. For example,
Well, let's see. My spending on Coke Zero has gone through the roof since we started this podcast.
yes, you spend a lot of money on Coke Zeros every week, right?
Yeah, I probably have about, 10 a week.
Well, for example, I spend a lot on DVDs each week. I usually buy 2 or 3 movies.
That is off the charts.
That is off the charts for DVD spending. Okay. So we want to know what you spend your money on. Be sure to go into our community website and tell us what you spend money on.
In modern business operations, financial statements and expenditure management form the core of a company's financial management system. Regardless of the company's size, scientific and reasonable financial management is essential to ensuring healthy operations and achieving long-term development goals. This article will begin by exploring the basic concepts, primary functions, and key indicators of financial statements. It will provide a detailed explanation of the functions of common financial statements, such as the profit and loss, PL, statement, and illustrate how companies classify, control, and optimize various types of expenditures. By the end of this section, Readers will gain a comprehensive understanding of the role financial statements play in corporate management and appreciate the significant impact that effective expenditure management has on profitability and competitive strength.
I.
Basic concepts and functions of financial statements. Financial statements are vital documents that reflect a company's operational performance and financial condition to both internal and external stakeholders. They typically include the balance sheet, the profit and loss statement, also known as the income statement, and the cash flow statement. In this article, our focus is on the profit and loss statement and expenditure management. Definition and components of the profit and loss statement. The profit and loss statement records a company's revenues, expenses, and net profit over a specific period, such as a quarter or a year. It not only demonstrates the company's profitability, but also provides management with a detailed breakdown of various costs and expenses to serve as a basis for decision-making. Generally, the profit and loss statement comprises the following sections. Operating revenue. All income generated from the company's primary business activities, serving as the foundational data of the statement. Cost of goods sold. COGS, the direct costs incurred to generate the operating revenue, such as raw material purchases and production expenses. Gross profit, calculated by subtracting the cost of goods sold from operating revenue. This figure reflects the direct profit-making ability of the company's products or services. Period expenses, other costs incurred during operations, including selling, administrative, and financial expenses. Operating profit, the result after deducting period expenses from gross profit. It represents the profitability of the company's core business activities. Other income and expenses. These include non-operating items such as investment gains or losses and profits from asset disposals. Net profit, derived by adding other income to operating profit and subtracting other expenses. This figure shows the final operating outcome over the period. Through the profit and loss statement, management can clearly see the balance between revenue and expenditures, identify operational issues, and adjust strategies promptly to reduce costs and improve efficiency. Functions of financial statements. Financial statements serve several key roles in corporate management. Decision support. They provide accurate data to the leadership, enabling strategic planning, investment decision-making, and marketing strategy formulation based on the actual operational performance. Performance evaluation. Regular analysis of financial statements allows a company to assess departmental efficiency, evaluate employee performance, and gauge the effectiveness of management decisions, thereby helping to design better incentive mechanisms. Risk monitoring. Financial statements can reveal potential financial risks, such as uncontrolled spending or liquidity issues, allowing the company to identify and address risks in a timely manner. External communication. For publicly traded companies or those seeking financing, financial statements are critical tools for communicating with investors, banks, and regulatory bodies. Transparent and accurate reports help enhance the company's credibility and attract investment. 2. Main categories and classifications of corporate expenditures. Expenditures constitute an important component of financial statements. Effective expenditure management goes beyond mere recording and reimbursement. It involves the classification, monitoring, and optimization of costs to boost overall profitability. Corporate expenditures can be broadly categorized as follows. Fixed expenses versus variable expenses. Fixed expenses. These are costs that do not fluctuate with changes in production volume or business activity, such as rent, salaries for management personnel, and equipment depreciation. Fixed expenses are relatively stable in the short term and have a significant impact on cash flow management. Variable expenses. These costs vary in proportion to production volume or business activity, such as raw material costs, sales commissions, and logistics expenses. Since variable expenses are directly tied to sales performance, companies need to predict and control these costs by comparing historical data. Operating expenses versus non-operating expenses. Operating expenses, costs incurred directly in the course of conducting the core business, e.g., production costs, sales expenses, and administrative expenses that directly affect operating profit and are closely monitored by management. Non-operating expenses, Costs that are not directly related to the core business, such as interest expenses and foreign exchange losses. Although these expenses also impact net profit to some extent, their management and control methods differ. One-time expenses versus recurring expenses. One-time expenses, expenditures incurred for specific, often unique events, e.g., large-scale equipment purchases, restructuring costs, or one-off marketing events. These expenses are typically non-recurring and require special disclosure in financial reports. Recurring expenses, costs that occur regularly in the day-to-day operations, such as salaries, rent, and utility bills. These expenses are critical to daily operations, and management usually sets detailed budgets to control them. 3. Why effective expenditure management is crucial for a company. Enhancing profitability. A company's profitability depends not only on revenue growth, but also on the rational control of expenditures. By managing expenses effectively, a company can reduce unnecessary spending while ensuring normal operations, thereby improving both gross margin and net profit. For example, by planning office and travel expenses judiciously, a company can minimize waste without compromising employee efficiency, leading to cost savings. Optimizing resource allocation. Expenditure management is not just about cost control, it is also about the optimal allocation of resources. Detailed recording and analysis of expenditures allow a company to identify areas of resource waste and departments with low cost efficiency, enabling targeted adjustments. Proper resource allocation helps maintain a competitive edge by ensuring that limited funds are invested in the most valuable areas. Improving decision-making accuracy. Detailed expenditure management provides comprehensive data support for decision-making. By analyzing the variations in each expense line in financial statements, comparing historical data and industry averages, management can identify abnormal spending and potential risks, allowing timely adjustments to operational strategies and the formulation of more scientific and rational financial plans, thus avoiding financial risks from blind expansion or irrational investments. Strengthening competitive edge. In a highly competitive market, cost control is a critical factor for maintaining a competitive advantage. Effective expenditure management not only enhances profitability, but also increases a company's ability to withstand market fluctuations. By streamlining internal processes, a company can quickly respond to external changes, thereby maintaining its leading position in the market. Improving cash flow management. Cash flow is the lifeblood of a company, and expenditure management directly influences it. By scientifically managing fixed and variable expenses, a company can better predict and control cash flow, ensuring sufficient funds are available to handle unexpected events. Good cash flow management not only supports day-to-day operations, but also provides financial support for future investments and expansion. 4. The relationship between financial statements and expenditure management. Financial statements are not only tools for recording a company's performance, but also vital bases for management to analyze and control expenditures. The expense data in the profit and loss statement directly reflects the effectiveness of expenditure management. By regularly reviewing financial statements, a company can identify several issues. Are certain expenses experiencing abnormal growth? Which departments are exceeding their budgeted expenditures? Are there unnecessary or inefficient spending items? Can certain processes be optimized or costs reduced through technological upgrades? Through systematic expenditure analysis, companies can develop more precise budgeting plans and rigorously monitor and adjust spending during operations. Moreover, financial statements provide a basis for comparative analysis, comparing current expenditures with historical data or industry averages to highlight areas of strength and weakness in expense control. This data-driven management approach ensures that a company remains agile and efficient in a fiercely competitive market. V. How modern companies address challenges in financial statements and expenditure management. With the continuous evolution of the market environment and the expansion of company scale, financial statements and expenditure management face increasingly complex challenges. Traditional manual bookkeeping and simple budget management can no longer meet the modern requirements for financial data accuracy and real-time processing. Consequently, Many companies are adopting advanced information technologies, such as ERP systems, cloud computing, and big data analytics, to achieve automated financial reporting and refined expenditure management. Automated financial management systems. The adoption of automation greatly improves the accuracy and processing speed of financial data. Modern ERP systems can update financial data in real time and use analytical functions to detect anomalies in expenditures and issue timely alerts. Automation makes the preparation and analysis of financial statements more efficient while reducing the risk of human error. Big data and analytical technologies. By leveraging big data and data mining techniques, companies can perform in-depth analyses on vast amounts of historical financial data to predict future expenditure trends. Detailed analysis of expense data enables management to identify key factors affecting profitability and develop corresponding optimization measures. Data-driven decision-making not only enhances efficiency, but also provides a scientific basis for risk management. Integration of budgeting with performance evaluation. Tightly linking budget management with performance evaluations is a key method in modern expenditure management. By establishing detailed budget indicators and expense control targets, companies can align departmental spending with overall business objectives. Regular performance reviews and feedback mechanisms encourage departments to continuously work on cost control and efficiency improvements. This approach ensures strict budget execution while simultaneously promoting overall performance enhancement through incentive mechanisms. Cross-department collaboration and information sharing. Effective expenditure management relies not only on the meticulous work of the finance department, but also on coordinated efforts across all business units. Establishing cross-department communication mechanisms ensures timely sharing of expenditure information, allowing the company to quickly identify and address issues. An information sharing platform helps break down silos, making the entire expenditure management process more transparent and efficient. Financial statements and expenditure management are critical components of corporate management. By scientifically and reasonably preparing and interpreting financial statements, companies can not only understand their profitability, but also identify operational issues through detailed expenditure data and formulate corresponding improvement measures. Proper control of expenditures not only enhances profitability, but also strengthens a company's ability to withstand risks and maintain competitive advantage. In today's ever-changing market environment, companies must continuously optimize their financial management models and adopt modern information technologies to achieve refined and automated expenditure management. In corporate management, financial statements are not merely static documents, but mirrors that reflect the company's operational status. Through these mirrors, management can clearly see the flow of every expense and make timely and effective decisions. Meanwhile, scientific expenditure management helps reduce costs, improve efficiency, and lay a solid financial foundation for future growth. Effective control of expenditures also ensures sufficient cash flow and efficient capital use during external uncertainties, thereby securing a competitive position in a challenging market. Overall, financial statements and expenditure management play a decisive role in corporate operations. Only when companies can systematically record, analyze, and optimize their expenditures will they achieve efficient resource allocation, enhance overall operational efficiency, and ultimately drive sustainable and stable profitability. In the next section, we will delve deeper into specific strategies and methods for expenditure management, examining how companies can utilize data analysis, budget management, and modern information technologies to control expenses and optimize costs. In the previous section, we provided a detailed introduction to the basic concepts, composition, and significance of financial statements and expenditure management in an enterprise. In the following section, our focus shifts to how companies can manage expenditures in practice through scientific strategies and methods. To remain profitable amid fierce market competition, companies must not only reflect their operating performance in a timely and accurate manner, but also formulate practical expenditure management strategies. This article will explore in detail, from three perspectives: budget formulation and expense control, cost analysis and optimization, and the application of modern information technology, how enterprises can effectively manage expenditures to ensure the rational allocation of resources and the sound development of their financial status.
I.
Budget formulation and expense control. 1. The importance of budget formulation. A budget is the first step in managing expenditures and the foundation of overall financial planning. By developing a detailed and reasonable budget, companies can establish spending limits and standards at the beginning of the fiscal year or quarter, providing clear targets for subsequent expense control. A well-crafted budget not only helps in resource allocation but also serves as a benchmark for management to assess the expenditure performance of various departments. Through budgeting, companies can prevent unnecessary waste and ensure that funds are directed toward projects with the greatest strategic significance. 2. Methods of budget compilation. Budget preparation typically combines both top-down and bottom-up approaches. Top-down approach. Senior management sets the overall budget based on the company's strategic objectives and then allocates portions to individual departments. This method ensures that the overall strategic goals are met, though it may sometimes overlook the specific needs of individual departments. Bottom-up approach. Each department prepares its own budget based on actual workloads and operational requirements, which is then consolidated and reviewed by management to ensure overall reasonableness. While this method reflects the ground realities more accurately, it can sometimes lead to an inflated overall budget. Consequently, many companies adopt a comprehensive approach that integrates top-down strategic objectives with bottom-up practical needs, ensuring rational fund allocation without causing budgetary excess. 3. Expense control measures. Once the budget is established, controlling expenses becomes the key to ensuring that the budget is adhered to. Companies should implement the following measures to effectively control various expenses. Regular monitoring and evaluation. Establish periodic review mechanisms, monthly or quarterly, to scrutinize departmental spending, identify expenditures that exceed the budget or show abnormal growth, and conduct root cause analyses. Establishing an expense approval process. For large or non-routine expenses, a strict approval process must be in place. This system helps eliminate waste and improves the efficiency of fund usage. Incentive and penalty mechanisms. Tie expense control to performance evaluations by rewarding departments that achieve targets within budget and penalizing those that overspend, thereby encouraging a strong cost-conscious culture. Promotion of cost-saving management. Advocate for a culture of conservation by optimizing procurement channels and reducing energy consumption, thus fundamentally lowering both fixed and variable expenses. By implementing these measures, companies can not only achieve their budget targets, but also continuously optimize the structure of fund utilization, thereby enhancing overall financial health.
2.
Cost analysis and optimization.
1.
The significance of cost analysis. Cost analysis involves a detailed review and breakdown of various expenditures to identify high-cost areas and wasteful practices, followed by the formulation of improvement measures. This process helps companies understand the impact of each expense on overall profitability and, through data comparisons, uncover potential areas for savings. Accurate cost analysis enables companies to adjust their strategies swiftly in a competitive market, achieving cost reduction and efficiency enhancement. 2. Common methods for cost analysis. Companies often use the following methods when analyzing costs. Analysis of variable and fixed costs. Costs are categorized into fixed costs, such as rent and equipment depreciation, which remain constant in the short term, and variable costs, such as raw materials and production supplies, which fluctuate with business volume. This classification enables companies to better predict cost changes under different production and sales scenarios. Marginal cost analysis. This method examines the additional cost incurred for each extra unit produced, helping companies determine optimal production volumes and pricing strategies. Cost-profit analysis. By comparing the ratio of various costs to revenues, companies can find the balance between cost control and profit enhancement. Comparing historical data and industry averages allows companies to evaluate the competitiveness of their cost structure. Standard costing. This involves setting predetermined standard costs and then performing variance analysis against actual costs to identify discrepancies and make adjustments. This method helps companies quickly detect weaknesses in cost control and implement targeted improvements. 3. Cost optimization strategies. After conducting cost analysis, companies should implement a series of cost optimization strategies. Process optimization. Re-examine production and operational processes to identify redundant steps and improve them through process re-engineering or automation, thereby reducing labor and time costs. Supply chain management. Optimize procurement and supply chain processes by finding suppliers with a better cost-performance ratio, engaging in bulk purchasing, or establishing long-term partnerships to secure better prices. Additionally, employing inventory management strategies can reduce extra costs arising from overstock. Technological upgrades and automation. Introducing new technologies and automated equipment can not only improve production efficiency, but also significantly lower production and operational costs in the long run. Automation reduces human error and enhances the accuracy of data processing, allowing for more precise cost control. Resource sharing and collaborative management. Promote the sharing of resources across departments or even between companies to achieve optimal resource allocation. For instance, sharing equipment or office space across departments can reduce duplicate investments and lower fixed costs. Employee training and cultural development. Cultivate a cost-conscious mindset and meticulous management philosophy among employees so that cost optimization becomes embedded in every operational step. Regular training and internal exchanges encourage employees to proactively suggest cost-saving measures, creating a culture of collective cost control. Data analysis plays a crucial role throughout the cost optimization process. Companies must establish robust data collection and analysis systems to monitor expense data in real time, quickly detect abnormal fluctuations, and take appropriate measures to adjust. Only by integrating data with management can true cost reduction and efficiency enhancement be achieved. 3. The application of modern information technology in expenditure management. With the rapid development of information technology, modern enterprises increasingly rely on advanced tech to achieve automation and refined management in financial operations. Traditional manual bookkeeping and basic budget management methods are no longer sufficient to meet today's requirements for data accuracy and real-time processing. Below, we explore several specific applications of modern information technology in expenditure management. 1. Application of ERP systems. Enterprise resource planning, ERP, systems are critical tools in modern enterprise management. By using an ERP system, companies can integrate all business processes, financial, production, sales, human resources, etc., on a single platform, achieving real-time information sharing and unified data management. In the context of expenditure management, ERP systems offer the following advantages. Real-time data updates. The system automatically records and updates expenditure data, ensuring that financial data is both current and accurate. Cost tracking and early warning. By setting up alert mechanisms, the system can issue warnings when an expense exceeds the budget or grows abnormally, helping management to take prompt corrective actions. Data analysis and report generation. ERP systems come with robust analytical capabilities, allowing the generation of various financial and cost analysis reports that provide powerful support for decision-making. By utilizing ERP systems, companies can not only achieve automated management of expenditure data, but also leverage data analytics to uncover potential cost-saving opportunities, thereby improving overall management efficiency. 2. Big data and data analysis technologies. The advent of big data technology provides companies with new perspectives and tools for expenditure management. By analyzing vast amounts of historical and real-time data, companies can more accurately forecast future expenditure trends and conduct comprehensive evaluations of current spending. Specific applications include trend forecasting and budget adjustment. Big data analytics can predict expenditure trends over upcoming periods, enabling companies to adjust their budgets and resource allocations accordingly, thus avoiding cash shortages or waste due to market fluctuations. Detection of anomalous expenditures. Data mining techniques can automatically identify outliers in expenditure data, For instance, a sudden spike in a particular expense, allowing timely identification and correction of potential issues. Performance evaluation and improvement recommendations. By comparing expenditure and performance data across departments, companies can pinpoint areas of inefficiency or excessive costs and formulate targeted improvement measures. Big data technology not only makes financial management more scientific and precise, but also provides management with a basis for dynamically adjusting business strategies, thereby enabling truly refined expenditure management. 3. Budget management and performance evaluation systems. Modern enterprises increasingly emphasize the integration of budget management with performance evaluation through scientific assessment mechanisms to incentivize cost control. Specific measures include developing detailed budget targets, break down annual or quarterly budgets by department and project, setting clear cost control objectives. Each department formulates its expenditure plan based on its operational realities and strives to meet its targets within the set budget. Regular performance assessments. Establish a performance evaluation system that compares each department's expenditures against the budget, providing timely assessments of execution. Departments that overspend or save costs can be rewarded or penalized, thereby fostering a strong cost control culture. Information transparency and feedback mechanisms. Create an internal information sharing platform where departments can view their expenditure data and budget performance in real time. Regular cross-departmental meetings can facilitate discussion of expenditure management issues, sharing of successful experiences, and the generation of improvement suggestions, thereby forming a virtuous cycle of interaction. By combining budget management with performance evaluation, companies can tightly link cost control with employee incentives, ensuring that every employee contributes to cost management, thereby enhancing overall operational efficiency and profitability. 4. Cross-department collaboration and information sharing. Expenditure management is not solely the responsibility of the finance department. It requires coordinated efforts from all departments within the company. Information silos between departments often lead to resource wastage and duplicated investments. To achieve efficient expenditure management, companies should establish cross-department communication mechanisms, regularly organize joint meetings among departments to share expenditure data and management experiences, ensuring that information is transmitted transparently and in a timely manner. Promote collaborative management platforms. Use modern information technologies to build internal collaborative management systems that enable all departments to participate in budget formulation, cost analysis, and performance evaluation. This approach not only facilitates information sharing but also enhances the scientific basis for decision-making. Resource integration and sharing. Encourage the sharing of resources between departments, such as shared office equipment or procurement channels, to reduce duplicated investments and lower fixed costs. Effective implementation of cross-department collaboration and information sharing not only improves the overall efficiency of resource allocation but also provides comprehensive and accurate data support for expenditure management, laying a solid foundation for subsequent cost optimization. In summary, companies need to adopt a variety of strategies and methods in expenditure management to achieve cost reduction, efficiency enhancement, and optimal resource allocation. From budget formulation and expense control to cost analysis and optimization, and finally, to the comprehensive application of modern information technology, every step provides a solid guarantee for robust financial management. Developing detailed budgets, enforcing strict expense approval procedures, utilizing ERP systems and big data for real-time monitoring, and integrating budget management with performance evaluations are all critical measures for companies to maintain an advantage in a competitive market. Only by establishing a comprehensive, scientific, and systematic expenditure management strategy can companies remain agile in a constantly changing market environment, ensure the rational use of funds, and drive long-term, stable development. In the next section, we will delve deeper into how analyzing financial statements can help companies better identify issues and formulate improvement plans, thereby integrating theory and practice to achieve truly refined financial management. In the previous two sections, we explored in detail the basic concepts and structure of financial statements, their crucial role in corporate expenditure management, and how companies can achieve cost optimization through budgeting, expense control, and modern information technology. In this section, our focus shifts to how to use financial statement analysis for data interpretation, problem identification, and decision-making. Financial statements are not merely static documents that reflect a company's operating results. They also serve as mirrors that reveal operational conditions, uncover potential risks, and guide improvement measures. Through in-depth analysis of these reports, companies can gain a more precise understanding of changes in various expenditures, enabling them to take timely action, optimize resource allocation, and enhance overall operating efficiency. Below, we will discuss in detail the basic methods of financial statement analysis, real-world application cases, and decision support. Basic methods of financial statement analysis. 1. Horizontal and vertical analysis. When analyzing financial statements, commonly used methods include horizontal analysis and vertical analysis. Horizontal analysis. Trend analysis. This involves comparing financial data over multiple periods to observe the trends in revenues, costs, expenses, and profits. By comparing data from successive periods, management can understand the pace of business growth or decline and determine whether there are abnormal fluctuations in costs and expenses. For example, if sales revenue in a given period grows rapidly compared to the same period in the past, but the corresponding expenses also rise sharply, it may indicate issues with cost control that require further investigation. Vertical analysis. This method involves breaking down each item in the financial statement as a percentage of a base figure, usually operating revenue or total assets. This approach provides a clear view of the proportion each expense occupies within the overall picture, making it easier for managers to identify which expense items consume a large share of funds. For instance, vertical analysis might reveal that sales expenses account for a high percentage of operating revenue, suggesting a need to optimize sales strategies or improve marketing efficiency. 2. Financial ratio analysis. Financial ratio analysis entails calculating ratios from the data in financial statements to reveal key indicators of a company's financial condition and operational efficiency. Commonly used ratios include gross profit margin, net profit margin, expense ratio, debt-to-asset ratio. Through these ratios, management can capture a macro-level understanding of the company's financial health and take targeted measures when anomalies are detected. 3. Trend analysis and budget comparison. In addition to horizontal and vertical analysis, trend analysis combined with budget comparison is another important tool for financial statement analysis. By comparing actual expenditures with pre-established budgets, companies can quickly identify which items are overspending and which departments are not meeting their targets. Budget comparison analysis typically includes variance analysis. This involves comparing actual data with budgeted figures to calculate variance values and variance ratios. A positive variance may indicate a risk of overspending, while a negative variance might suggest cost savings or underperformance. Cause analysis. This requires an in-depth examination of the reasons behind any variances, whether they are due to market changes, poor management, unexpected events, or errors in the original budgeting process, thus providing a basis for subsequent improvements. Dynamic adjustment. Based on the budget comparison results, management can make dynamic adjustments to future budgets, ensuring that the use of funds remains rational and efficient. These analysis methods provide multidimensional data support, enabling management to grasp the current operational status from both macro and micro perspectives and to develop scientifically based cost control and optimization strategies. 2. Real-world application cases and experience sharing. 1. Case 1. Controlling travel and entertainment expenses. A technology company discovered during a recent quarter that its travel and entertainment expenses had risen sharply, far exceeding the original budget. Through horizontal analysis and financial ratio calculations, management found that the proportion of these expenses relative to operating revenue had increased significantly, directly contributing to a decline in net profit. Further variance analysis revealed that the expenses related to executive travel and client entertainment were excessively high, with some expenditures even showing duplicate reimbursements. In response, management took the following measures. Developed a new travel policy that set clear expense standards for both executives and employees and eliminated some unnecessary client entertainment events. Introduced an expense approval system to strengthen the review of every large expenditure. Organized targeted training to enhance employees' awareness of cost control. After several months of implementation, the company successfully brought travel and entertainment expenses within reasonable limits, resulting in a noticeable decline in the expense ratio and an improvement in net profit. This case demonstrates that detailed financial statement analysis combined with a strict expense approval process can enable companies to promptly identify and correct issues in expenditure management, thereby reducing costs and enhancing efficiency. 2. Case 2. Optimizing production costs. Another manufacturing enterprise observed that, although sales revenue remained stable, its gross profit margin was continuously declining. Through vertical analysis of its financial statements, management discovered an upward trend in raw material procurement costs without a corresponding improvement in production efficiency. Using cost ratio and trend analysis, management confirmed that inadequate supply chain management and redundant production processes were to blame. To address this issue, the company took the following measures. Reevaluated suppliers and established diversified procurement channels to secure more favorable raw material prices. Re-engineered the production process by introducing automated equipment to replace some manual operations, thereby reducing production costs. Established a performance evaluation system linking cost control to employee bonuses, incentivizing the entire staff to participate in cost reduction efforts. Following these optimization measures, the company experienced a significant reduction in production costs and a recovery in its gross profit margin, laying a solid foundation for future expansion. This case illustrates that by conducting in-depth financial statement analysis, companies can not only identify cost issues, but also implement measures through supply chain management and process optimization to simultaneously enhance production efficiency and profitability. 3. Case 3. Enhancing financial transparency with ERP systems. A large retail enterprise had long been challenged by dispersed financial data and delayed report preparation, which hindered management's ability to promptly detect abnormal expenses and fund leakage. To address these issues, the company decided to implement an ERP system across its operations. Following implementation, the ERP system centralized all financial data management, enabling real-time updates and the automatic generation of various financial reports. With the ERP system, management could quickly compare actual expenditures with budgeted figures, promptly detect abnormal expenses, and use data analysis tools to forecast trends for various cost items. Ultimately, the company not only improved its financial management efficiency, but also significantly reduced the risks associated with delayed and erroneous data. This case demonstrates the enormous benefits that modern information technology can bring to expenditure management and underscores the necessity of automated systems for achieving refined management. 3. Practical applications of financial statement analysis in decision-making. 1. Identifying problems and early risk warning. Financial statements not only record a company's operating results, but also serve as critical tools for risk warning. Through regular analysis of these reports, companies can promptly detect issues such as abnormal expense increases or tight cash flow. For example, if a certain expenditure exceeds the budget for several consecutive months, management can quickly investigate the cause and, by adjusting procurement strategies, optimizing processes, or revising budgets, correct the issue. Early risk warnings help prevent fund wastage and ensure that the company maintains stable operations amid market fluctuations. 2. Guiding resource allocation and strategic adjustments. Management can utilize the results of financial statement analysis to reallocate internal resources. By comparing the expenditure levels and contribution rates of different departments, companies can identify which departments have low cost efficiency and make targeted improvements or resource reallocations. For instance, if the sales department's expenses are too high relative to the revenue growth they generate, management may reevaluate the sales strategy, optimize market investments, or even adjust staffing structures. The objective data from financial statement analysis supports strategic decisions, allowing companies to flexibly adjust their operational strategies in a competitive market. 3. Developing improvement measures and performance evaluation. Through in-depth financial statement analysis, companies can identify key factors affecting profitability and formulate targeted improvement measures. Whether it involves optimizing procurement processes, enhancing production efficiency, or strengthening control over sales expenses, these measures must be scientifically planned based on data. Moreover, integrating financial statement analysis with performance evaluation can motivate departments to continuously improve cost control and efficiency. For example, companies can set up incentive mechanisms based on budget performance and reward departments that excel in expense control, fostering a company-wide culture of cost management. 4. Using data to support investment decisions. In modern enterprises, financial statement analysis is not only useful for internal management, but also provides critical evidence for external investment and financing decisions. Investors and banks typically scrutinize a company's financial statements to assess its profitability and risk profile. By providing clear and accurate financial data, a company can demonstrate its stable operations and strong management capabilities to external parties, thereby enhancing investor confidence and facilitating financing. Additionally, management can use financial statement data to determine future investment directions, such as increasing R&D, expanding into new markets, or optimizing production capacity to achieve strategic goals. 5. Data-driven dynamic adjustments. In a rapidly changing market environment, companies must adjust their operating strategies promptly based on the latest data. Financial statement analysis is not merely a static auditing tool, but also a dynamic management instrument. Companies can establish regular review mechanisms, monthly or quarterly, to revisit financial data and make timely adjustments to budgets, reallocate resources, and optimize operational processes based on data changes. This data-driven dynamic adjustment mechanism ensures that a company's financial condition remains robust despite market fluctuations. Overall, financial statement analysis plays a vital role in corporate expenditure management. Through horizontal and vertical analysis, financial ratio calculations, trend comparisons, and budget variance analysis, management can gain a comprehensive understanding of the company's operating condition, quickly identify issues and anomalies in expenditures, and formulate targeted improvement measures. Whether by optimizing processes, adopting modern information technology, or establishing rigorous performance evaluation systems, companies can achieve cost reduction, enhance efficiency, and improve profitability. Financial statements are not merely documents recording a company's operating results. They are mirrors reflecting the health of its operations. Only when companies continually identify problems from these reports, adjust their strategies, and engage in dynamic management can they maintain a competitive edge in a fiercely competitive market and achieve long-term, stable growth. As discussed in this article, using financial statement analysis for refined management not only aids in internal cost control and resource optimization, but also provides robust data support for external investment decisions and strategic adjustments. In the future, as information technology continues to advance and data analysis methods are further refined, companies will achieve even greater breakthroughs in financial statement analysis and expenditure management, realizing truly scientific management and efficient operations. In an ever-changing market environment, corporate managers must continuously improve their data analysis capabilities and skillfully utilize various tools and technologies to extract valuable insights from vast amounts of financial data. Only in this way can companies respond quickly to competitive challenges, optimize their expenditure structure, and enhance overall operating efficiency.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Go over. Through the roof. Off the charts. Expenditures. Out of control. Look into. Go on and on. Take care of. Revenue. Cash flow. The bottom line. Finances. Income. Assets.
Let's try that faster.
Go on and on. Look into. Cash flow. Take care of. Out of control. Finances. Expenditures. Income. Off the charts. Assets. The bottom line. Through the roof. Revenue. Go over.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Go over. Go over. Go over. Off the charts. Off the charts. Off the charts. Through the roof. Through the roof. Through the roof. Out of control. Out of control. Out of control.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you found this episode both insightful and enjoyable. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any great episodes. See you next time.